Hi guys, Logan here with a very special video. So today I'm going to be showcasing some products from a very special company to me personally, from Zagone Studios, who, if you didn't know already, is actually ceasing operations very soon. I think within the month, actually. They were a very revolutionary company. They've been around, since like the 70s. And they have made some of the coolest latex masks that I've ever seen. They've made some of the neatest, most unique creatures that I've ever seen, and I love them. I've always loved Zagone Studios. So when I heard that they were closing, I was heartbroken. I've had the honor to meet Tony Zagone. I have had the honor to meet Anthony Zagone. I have met a lot of the artists and the people who are behind the scenes at Zagone Studios. I've met them at Transworld many times. They are all extraordinarily friendly, and they make you feel like you're a part of their family. And hearing that they are no more was just very heartbreaking. So I wanted to do a video just showcasing most of the masks I have. There's two that won't be shown. They are being used as props, so they're actually attached to physical props. So the two I'm not showing, and I recommend you look them up, is Unleashed Wickedness and then a purple fang face. So this is actually a fang face here. This is what I wanted to start with. So this is one of their original masks when they were under Be Something Studios. This was sculpted by the infamous Bill Weistrom. And if you don't know who Bill is, he's done a lot of the very iconic characters from Zagone Studios. You'll know if he did a mask because I'm grabbing another one I have. You'll see this, BY, so by Bill Weistrom. So, not all of these are Bill. I don't know who's done every single mask I have. I just know he's done quite a few of these. So, I know he's done Fang Face. So this is a special paint job. This was painted, I think by Anthony Zagone, as it says right here, by Anthony Zagone, and it's actually signed right here. This looks like a very limited paint style that they did forever ago. I'm assuming this was a collector's edition, probably for a show they went out to, probably Mask Fest, I would have to assume. They go out to Mask Fest, they do really special masks for that show. It's a Midwestern show, and they are a Midwestern-based company, being out in Chicago. So this is Fang Face. This is actually my favorite mask of theirs. I have one in purple. That was my first Zagone Studios mask. And I always thought the design was really cool. It's this really cool demon creature. And what I love about this paint scheme is it really highlights all the wrinkles that Bill had done in this sculpt. And I love it. I love this lava demon character. I was so just ecstatic when I saw they had this for sale. I don't know if this was like a paint sample that they kept or what, but it's so cool. They actually had a couple really unique masks left over, and this is one of them. They had this, they had a flesh-toned one with a red plush hood, and they had one that was white, and it had these pastel colors on it. It had this Aurora Borealis type of paint job. All of them beautiful. But this is Fang Face, so this is a very famous mask. I actually have a pin. So this is my Transworld lanyard, and I actually have a pin of Fang Face. That's actually how much I love the mask. So this is Fang Face. It was made by the very talented Bill Weistrom. I've seen so many tributes to this mask. They have sculptures of this mask. I mean, they even have like props of this mask, like foam-filled wall hanging props. I wish they had one, but I didn't buy one. So, it's a very influential mask, and I can see why. It's very simple, but it's really cool. And it does have that 70s feel. I think this is from 76, I believe, around that time. And it looks like a 70s mask, but in a really good way. It has that cool, campy feel that I love about vintage masks. And so it's so nice to see Zagone continue this character. So this is Fangface. One of my favorites. He's got a push hood here. And this is the second one I've owned. My purple one's actually on a special prop because of how much I love Fangface. So, we're going to move on to the next mask, which is also by Bill Wystrom. So, this is Omega, another one by Bill Wystrom. This is a special paint variant, which was sold exclusively for Halloween City. So you can see there's this tag. So I actually got this one at my Party City, which is converted into a Halloween City during the closing sale. I love this mask. Let me tell you, I love this mask. It is this weird aquatic creature. It's got gills here on the side of the head, which is really unique. And what I really like is it's got this yellow base with a purple finish. And it's so neat because the purple and the yellow gives it this almost alien look. And I know like a lot of Zagone masks are alien creatures. And it's very bizarre, strange things. And again, that's what I love about them. So this is, again, by Bill Wystrom. And this one actually has the Bill Wystrom signature on it. So this is a part of their, I think they call them like a sock mask series. So these are really cool because you do have a movable mouth. And it has a sock that basically goes over your face and over your head. And it's supposed to kind of separate your face from the latex while also kind of hiding your whole, your whole head and offering a mouth movement. So this mask is really well detailed. They actually had a little tiny bit of blood. And they're not shy when it comes to gore. Let me tell you. They have one mask where it's a lady and her whole lower jaw just ripped off, and it's a pretty bloody mask. But I like how very low-key the blood is with this. They got kind of that party time blood splatter going on with it, which I think it works on this. And then they have, kind of just the purple specks. I love the exact shade of purple they used on this. It's really cool and it works. It's a very just unique looking mask. And again, the paint is just beautiful on this. I think this paint variant is really cool. I definitely see why this was a special edition. So again, this is done exclusively for Halloween City. And there was its price. This was $50. Zagone masks are pretty expensive. It even says here, actually, this is really cool. Designed by Bill Wystrom by BY Inc. So that's really cool. They actually credit their artist on the tags as well. But yeah, look at that. It's so cool. I love the fins, like the gills and the fins. And I love how they're tattered. There's a lot of detail to take in with these masks. And they paint them so well. I mean, the wrinkles are popping out. It's so well done. I love all the sharp angles. I love crazy cuckoo bananas looking monsters. So, of course, it's one of my favorites that I have, besides Fangface. Fangface will always be my favorite mask, but this is another one that I just adore. So, I think this next one is also Bill Wystrom, from what I understand. So, let's move on to that one. So, this guy is Azul. So, this is Bill Wystrom. It doesn't have the BYBY on it, but it does say on the tag that it was by Bill. This is a Party City exclusive, so kind of the difference is this would have gone to both Party City and Halloween City, and the other mask would have just gone to Halloween City. So this is, like the other mask, it's a sock mask. It has the movable jaw, as you can see here. This one is an alien. This is meant to be this really cool deep space alien. It what makes this one really cool, and I don't know how well you can see on camera, it's got this beautiful silver finish. So it's blue, it's got some purple, like kind of highlighting the brow bone here, and then some red. Or it's still kind of a purple here, kind of on the tendrils. I don't really know, these are teeth. It's more like tendrils. It's a very simple mask comparatively to Omega and Fangface. I do believe this is also from the 1970s, as well as Trick or Treat Studios has this mask as well as a part of their Resurrection series in a different color and character. But this is a beautiful mask. It's a little warped right here. I'll fix that. It's super easy to fix warped latex. It's not a big deal. But it's a very beautifully made mask. I love the silver finish. It does give this very extraterrestrial, weird, just deep space vibe. And I think it's what makes it so cool. So I am a big fan of this guy. The details don't pop as much as the others. I wish they added more, like, kind of the tendrils like this. I wish these kind of had a different color, like the purple, because this is cool. But it's still a really cool mask. I still like this one nonetheless. But yeah, so this was $50. Again, got this in my Party City when they were closing. Rest in peace. So let's move on to the next mask. So, this is another Bill Weistrom mask. This is Bone Snapper. This is a UV mask. I don't have a black light with me. I know I suck. So this is a really cool mask because this sculpt was from Be Something Studios. This is from that era. And what they did is they took it and they revitalized it into a whole new character. And they did this cool kind of toxic, weird, like, reptilian dead creature. It reminds me of this SCP character, if anyone's familiar with that thing. The lizard, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Kind of an obscure reference. Oh, it's not even obscure at all. But it's really cool. So it's this kind of skeletal mask, and then they gave it this day glow hair. So they said what's really cool about this is it secures on pretty nicely, then it just whips around when you're moving. And then they gave this really nice kind of green transition here. I like this part here. Have the veins, and it glows beautifully. It's a really cool mask. It's a lighter latex, I've noticed, than most of the other masks. The other ones are pretty thick. This one's, you know, a little more flimsy, and I can understand why. It's a bigger mask. I love the hair. I'm not normally a fan of like neon day glow type things, but I like the kind of toxic like, I don't know, radioactive feel that this has. Like, this looks like something that would come out of a lab. So I think it really works. The paint job is really nice. Super simple, but it's really nice. The sculpt is beautiful. I love all the cracks. I love the addition of the missing teeth, and it has like the tooth sockets going on here. So I love some asymmetry. I love kind of the flesh. I wish they painted the flesh green to kind of match this. I think that would have been way cooler as well. But I'm sure that probably would have been a lot more work. But, you know, little criticisms here and there. And then this does have the Bill Weistrom signature on the top. But it is a very nice mask. It's very well done. And I like this kind of reimagining. I think this is from like 2020, 2017, somewhere around. I know that's a hell of a span. Somewhere around there. Because I did a video, actually, showcasing some masks from some new masks. And there was this one, and then this vampire. Primordial Vampire, I think is what it was called. And they were both old masks that they had revitalized and kind of did a new, fresh take on them. This is one of them, and I like this take. I really like it. I think it was really smart. I think it's really cool. I think it works really well in a haunt environment. I think it's be really nice to use. But yeah, I love this mask. It's just a simple latex mask. It does have a strap. A lot of these do have straps, and it's actually really comfortable too. I have a bigger head. Fits really nice. So let's move on to the next mask. So this guy, this is really cool. This is probably the most human one I have. This is Psyched. This was done back in 2021 or 2022. It's actually the newest one. Well, yeah, I have another newer one. Out of everything I have, this was done by River Lev. So this one is signed. So Lev 21. So this sculpt was done in 21. So this one came from Party City as well. And so did Bone Snapper as well. Forgot to mention that. So I like this one. I like that this has kind of a crazed, kind of in my opinion, it looks more like a crazy, like, what's the word? Psych patient, there we go, which is probably what's called psyched. I know Zagone describes it as kind of a vampire. I see this more as a psych patient that kind of bit into someone. So, because they gave it a little bit of blood. Usually they have blood kind of drizzling down the side of the mouth. I keep stumbling over my words, I don't know why. But this one does not have that. I don't know if this was a special variant for Party City or not. I don't have its tag right now. This is actually the only one I lost. I don't know how I lost that. So this one has a full wig. It's pretty nice. Really easy to style. So I brushed it out and style it. I like to have this little bit of hair kind of over the face like that. But I love this blue kind of grayish tint they gave it. That nice rub. And then I love kind of the purple sunken in eyes. And then this red, like the red on the mouth, it pops. It pops up really nice. It looks really, really cool. I love the expression. This very gnarled, crazed expression. He could almost pass as a zombie as well. Because he has that very pale, dead, kind of, I don't want to say fresh cadaver, but maybe came out of the morgue cadaver look, which I think is also really, really cool. I love it. I love this mask a lot. I love the expression. I'm not really familiar with River's work. I think this is the only piece of his that I own. I would actually love to see what else he's done and have more masks and pieces by him, because this is a beautiful sculpt. I love how he did this. It looks super nice. I love the skin texturing and even the sunken in cheeks, and then actually turn to the side. The bulging veins, like it's screaming. It's a very cool mask. I love it. I love the coloration of it. I like the pale, glassy green eyes he has. It is a very well done mask. So this is actually one I do also recommend. I mean, I recommend all these masks, but this is one I really recommend. If you can find it, get it, because it's super cool, and it's a really cool human character. Zagone does a lot of human characters, but not as like gnarly as this. So this is definitely one of my favorites. And then we're on to the next mask. So this is Ghost. This is one of the paint schemes of Ghost. There's actually two. So there's a bloody one, and then there's a clean one. I think the clean one is a UV version. I have the bloody one. I got this directly from Zagone. This is by Jordu Shell, who, if you don't know who he is, he does a lot of work with Distortions, Trigger Tree Studios, film and TV. I mean, Jordu is a pretty big name. I know who Jordu is. I've grown up watching Jordu. So, I actually got this from Zagone directly. It was actually recommended to me as a replacement for a mask I was trying to buy, which was Bedroom Shadows. So, this is a paint variant of a mask called the Butcher. So I like this. I really like this take on a ghostly specter character. It kind of reminds me of Slimer because of how fat it is and bloated. But I also like the sharp, just kind of crazy teeth. I like that his lips are cut up, which kind of makes sense since A, he's a butcher, and B, look at how sharp those teeth are. It's probably like they're cutting into his mouth because of how long. You know, there's some character to it. And then I just love how, like, he just gets bigger. Like, his profile gets even larger. Like, that's really cool looking. I really like this one. The teeth really is what highlights it for me personally. I love all the different sizes, how some stick out of the mouth. You have this one that's all the way up to the lip here. It's really cool. And for a ghost, that's a really cool mask. So this is from, I think, 2022, 2021. Somewhere around there. It's a newer mask. And I like it. I love the paint. It's very simple. It's very simplistic. It's just a white base with some blue and gray shading and then blood. Lots of blood. And again, I told you, Zagone's not afraid to go a little gory. So they did a really good job with this. And Jordu did a beautiful job with the sculpt. I know who Jordu is. I know Jordu does very wonderful sculpts. So I love this mask. I think it looks really cool. And I don't have any other variants. I've seen them though. I think this is my favorite. I might try to go for the clean one. I know the clean one was sold at Party City. I don't know if it was an exclusive or kind of what the story behind that one is. But I like this. I like this one in particular because the blood, again, it pops. It pops out a lot, and it brings a lot of attention to this crazy maw that he's got going on. It's really cool. So let's move on to another mask that is also by Jordan. So this is Shell Shocked, which is, funny enough, spelled exactly like Jordu's last name, Schell. So this is a really cool mask. This is a burnt variant, and weirdly enough, this one's not called Shell Shocked. I can't remember what the name of it is. I just call it Shell Shocked because that is what the sculpt is called. That's what all the other paint styles are called. This one is like the odd man out. So this is my favorite one. I just think the red sticks out a lot. There's a lot going on in this sculpt. This is, to me, very classic Jordu. So it's a kind of a zombie creature. The skin is all torn up and there's a lot of exposed bone here. Very sunken in, beady eyes. This almost gives me early Morbid, because if you guys didn't know, Jordu did a lot of early Morbid designs. The tongue is all ripped up as well, which is so painful to look at. It's so cool. He's got crazy asymmetrical things going on here, just like Ghost. And his jaw is unhinging, which is really cool. I love a good old-fashioned unhinged jaw. His nose is just kind of wearing away as well. It's a very texture-heavy mask, which I adore. It's very asymmetrical too, which, if you guys know me, I love asymmetry. But it's a very cool mask. It is so neat. I'm so happy to have this. It's also thinner latex as well, similar to Ghost and Psyched. They're all thinner latex as well. So, but this is a really nice mask. I love the red burnt look that's supposed to have. I think it's cool. It, to me, doesn't scream burnt. Maybe like a really severe rash. But nonetheless, I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. I like just how messed up this guy is. He's got flesh just missing. I mean, his tongue's ripped up. His ear is ripped up. I mean, his nose is just torn away. It's really cool. I love the detail of the bone poking through. And the paint job really does it justice, too. It's super cool. But I like the red and the pinks and the flesh going on here. It's cool. And again, I like the unhinging of the jaw. And there's kind of some of the jaw detailing here. Oh, they added some blacks too, where the muscle, some of the muscle is exposed. It's cool. It's a really neat mask. I like this. This is what I think of when I think of Jordu Shell. especially like back in the early 2000s. I don't know how old this mask is. I don't know when this one was made, but it's so cool, and I freaking adore it. It's so cool. It's so scary. It's so creepy. And those sunken in eyes. Ugh. There's a face only a mother could love. So let's move on to our next mask. We have 2 left. We are back to the Bill Weistrom masks. So this is Mahler. This sculpt is also known as Pissed Off Monster. This is basically a alternate design based around Fangface. This is kind of, as they put it, their moving mouth Fangface. So you see he has moving mouth going on here. It's the thicker latex again, and it's the sock covering. So I like the tongue. First of all, I like the serpentine tongue that's kind of hanging out here. It is very similar to Fangface, and I think some of it really has to do with the fact that Bill Weistrom did it. So they have like the same nasal profile. It's kind of really where it ends. They do have similarities to each other, weirdly enough. Like they're related. I like this, and I got it in obviously purple because purple is my favorite color. If you're new here, hi, I like purple a lot. So that's why I got purple Fangface, because I love purple so much. So this one's really cool. Again, it's a little more unique because I like it's got the serpentine tongue. And they have so many different styles of Fangface, like sculpt-wise. They have a humanoid, like old man. They have like a second edition one that's really cool. It's called 2.0, I think is what it's called. And then I think there's some others as well that kind of go along that series of Fangface, because that is how popular it was. I don't know if this is an older Be Something Studios era mask or if it's more modern. I'm not like a historian when it comes to masks. There are people out there who can tell you the history of every mask. I cannot. I just passively collect them because I think they're cool. But it is a really cool piece. I like the red shading around the mouth and even kind of around the eyes here on the brow bone. Again, the tongue is my favorite part. Personally, I like the serpentine tongue kind of sticking out in between the teeth. This one is signed, I think. Let me see. Yeah. So. But yeah, so I got this one also directly from Zagone as well. While they were like, selling off as much as they could. I thought it was really cool. I was trying to get another variant. I think it was a UV paint. They didn't have it, so I settled for Mahler, which ended up being way cheaper anyway. But it's still a really cool mask if you can find one. But these are really cool. And I like the idea of the moving mouths and how they do these. These are really nice. So let's move on to our final mask, which is also a Bill Weistrom mask. So this is our final mask. This is Mayhem. This was a Halloween City exclusive variant. And this was a Bill Weistrom mask. It has the signature right there. And I'm guessing this one was an older one as well, given how the signature was done. I'm comparing it to the Bone Snapper. So, the clean version has like the craziest name ever. I can't remember. It was like Nightmare on something. Really interesting name. I'm sure it has some meaning. But Halloween City decided to just call it Mayhem. Thank you. So this is this really cool skeletal demon with bloody bone fangs. And the bone, what's really cool about the fangs, the bone fangs, is they're shaped like fingers, like claws. And I think that's what's really cool about this particular mask. It's got a lot of really sharp angles, like a lot of angular portions like in the brow that really stick out. So it's got like a horned brow going on. It's really cool. I love how they have like joints to certain places where joints probably shouldn't be. And I don't know, I think that's what makes this such a neat mask. The one thing I'm a little sad about is on the tag, if you look really closely, they painted like the internals, and then this, they left them monochrome. So these were like red originally, and it popped. It looked so cool. And they did not paint that. But it's whatever. It's still a really cool demon. I like the weird, like, skeletal thing. You know, I don't even know how to really describe it. It almost, weirdly enough, gives me a gargoyle vibe. I'm not sure why or how, but it does. And it's cool. It gives almost gargoyle alien, like a gothic alien. There's a lot of things going on at once, and it's not bad. It's by no means a bad thing. It's just a very intriguing mask, and that's why I picked it up so quick. I was like, you know, this thing's so weird. I gotta have it. So this also has the moving jaw. This jaw doesn't move as well as any of the others. I've noticed I had trouble getting this jaw to move comparatively to like all the other masks, but this latex is really, really thick too, so that might be why. Like, this is probably the thickest mask out of all the other ones. So, I mean, there's probably my answer. But it's really cool. There is so many really neat little details in this mask. Again, I love the kind of clawed, fingered, like, teeth going on here. I really like the bizarre joints. The bone structure is really cool. The horns. And then kind of give you a side profile here too. It almost makes me wonder what this would have looked like with flesh. Because this looks like a random socket going on here too. I know I'm like trying to imagine like, oh wow, what was this like with like muscles and tendons? And obviously for all intents and purposes, this is a fantasy character. Probably wasn't designed with that in mind. I don't care. It's still cool. It's cool as shit. You know, this is like a really cool mask. But wow, I love this piece so much. Bill Wystrom, I mean, is a genius when it comes to creating weird, just out there characters and designs. I mean, you have that, you've got Mauler, Fangface, obviously. You know, another really cool one. Bone Snapper. There's another really cool mask as well. Omega. And Azul. But not only that, but just Zagone's, what's the word I'm looking for? Versatility. I mean, this is a really cool piece compared to everything else as well. You know, and then you have this big fat mamma jamma going on here. I mean, this guy's really cool as well. And then good old Shell Shocked here. One of the things that really made Zagone, I think, as cool as they were, is just the sheer amount of versatility you had with everything. And it is really heartbreaking to see them go. I don't think there will ever be anything like Zagone ever again. And it's really sad to say that. It's really sad to see Zagone go after so many years of creating amazing creatures, collaborating with amazing artists. I wish everyone the best. I do. I hope everyone, you know, just has an amazing career ahead of them outside of Zagone. Who knows what the future has in store for them. But with that, I'm Logan Kaler, and I hope you enjoyed this long-winded video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.